Hello everybody and welcome back. We had a very brief pause there, just allowing teams to go to the toilet and all that good stuff. And we're about to get into the map of Endpoint taking on Comrade, map number 2, which is of course going to be Coastal. Teams have already knifed for sides, so this is going to be the first round. We're live and Comrade are on the Allied side. As they look to take things towards B early on. As usual, Fi going to be lurking in that middle area and trying to catch off any players getting a little bit froggy over on the A bomb side.
Nice position from Replan though, already able to open things up, and it is also Kajj to find that headshot on towards Fi. So pretty quickly this round being brought in favor of that Axis side. Continues to do so even with a single trade from Elfzai. Sadly that may not be enough, although we do see Sam looking to try and fight back into things. So they're in a good position though. They have managed to get themselves onto this bomb site I suppose, but getting that bomb planted is going to be a whole different task. And it looks like they may even actually try and wrap this one around towards A. The problem is, Kajj, he has a bit of a read on this one. He's already rotated into position where he should be able to hear these footsteps quite soon.
Very solid positioning from Kajj. He's going to catch them off in the cross here. I think they've spotted him though, indeed, but Sinda's there to finish off Sam. He only offers to clutch this out. He knows that he should be clear to make his way onto that bomb site, and he's just going to stick that bomb plant. But he is being hunted down, forcing him to take out the weapon, and he almost manages the double. But his head gets taken off by Sinda, which means that is 1-0 to Endpoint. No bomb plan for Comrade. But with a couple of kills on the board, we've got 3 players sitting on 3 tokens and only the 2 on 2. This is going to be a round probably favoring towards Endpoint. I wouldn't recommend a buy from Comrade, but then again, we do know their style. Yeah. They always like to buy up those base weapons.
They really do. They love it. And as you can see, that is going to be the case once again. They go for the 4 carbines, 1 shotgun for Supreme. A little bit of utility at least. It's only the 1 nade from offers though. Got a couple of smokes. A bit of damage early on actually to be found by Reflexer, but that's not going to be too important as he won't be able to actually capitalize on that and turn it into a frag before the regen comes in. You see Kajj actually looking to get extremely aggressive. He may be able to catch someone off guard. This is not expected at all. Free kill onto Elfzai will eventually fall. But luckily enough, we did see Mark also find 1 in the process, so it does remain with a man advantage in favor of Endpoint for now.
Now for now, and it's no longer as Sam takes down Sinda and opens up a little bit of access towards the B-bomb site. As we get Supreme creeping his way on in there with a shotty. And Moffer's backing him up, MP40 in his possession now from the corpse of one of Endpoint's players. And the nade coming in, not really doing any damage at this point. Comrade have only got a smoke to play with. That's probably going to go down in the cross to allow them to close in the distance. But only 1 player to defend here. That's going to be Mark. He hasn't been spotted out. He hears the players making noise. He's just hiding towards the back of the bomb site, but perfectly timed. Supreme turns around and takes him down. And now it's only Reflexer trying to clutch this out. 1 versus 2. As the bomb plant is going down. A Kaver and a carbine in play. Afterplant's going to be sought after by the Comrade side, but unfortunately they're not checking the stairs. Sam's head's taken off. That leaves Reflexer to just take down Supreme, the player who has got a shotgun, but that is known. So Reflexer trying to isolate the longer range angles. He's a little cautious of peeking bottom of yellow because he does know this player has got a shotty in hand. Of course, doesn't want to take or get himself taken out in that 1-shot close range duel. But Supreme is holding far back, and that puts Reflexer in a bad position with so little time. The gun barrel hidden by the white box. 14 seconds on the clock. Reflexer's not going to be able to clutch this out because Supreme can play time. Peeks him out, takes him down, and he's not going to be too mad about that. He did a good job taking down that 1. And the round paid for itself. But unfortunately, Endpoint aren't all in high spirits or all in a high economical zone. As you can see, the tokens are far and few between on that side for a lot of players.
Looks like they will perhaps invest at least a couple of Gavares to be brought out. I actually kind of like that they're going to go for the eco here. Allow for Comrade to have a little bit of an easier task in this round, but ensure that they will be able to get the buyout that they want in this next round. A good position for Comrade now. We did say, of course, coming into Coastal that they will be heavily favored. Just looking at the previous results for Endpoint, it hasn't been spectacular on this map. Definitely one of their weaker showings. But let's see if they can make it work in this round, because already Reflexer have been able to catch himself too. The aggression on Coast is going to work out in their favor. And now it's the 3v5 for Comrade to try and save themselves from in this round. They have managed to at least walk onto this B-bomb, so we should see the bomb going down. There is some grenades in play, but they weren't used in time. Or rather, there actually wasn't any grenades in play for Endpoint. That was over on the Comrade side. So coming into this 3-on-4 now, this is definitely a doable round for Endpoint.
It certainly is, as the kills continue to clock up. Reflexer finds himself one. Supreme has been spotted out already. Grenade comes over from Offers, though. That could do some serious damage. Not going to be able to connect anything, though. Offers comes in with the guy around. Oh, low HP, though. Supreme peeks out. They didn't know that the bomb wasn't being defused. And so nothing much they could really do there. And I like that from Endpoint. Mark said, of course, to me, that he was going to be playing pretty much a headless chicken IGL strategy here. He doesn't know how to call this map, what works and what doesn't. So he just kind of see what works, call random stuff. And a full A push up coast, not something I've actually seen before, but it works out. So you can't argue with that strategy. 2-1. Point on a solid economy right now. Well, Comrade are the ones struggling, but they have still got those good weapons out. The carbines, a shoddy in the hands of Supreme. This is a pretty much full investment from them, with a grenade on Moffers as well. He's usually quite good with his grenades. We saw a nice one come into the B site last round, but not able to connect a kill. And so I would be a little bit afraid having that in play on the enemy team. But ultimately, this round should favor Endpoint, and with an opening kill going down for Cinda early on, with him now backing off, that seems to be the case.
It definitely does. Endpoint happy enough to play a little bit more of a passive style now that they do have that man advantage. Kozj remaining fairly aggressive on mid, but he's in a position where he should be able to at least find one kill, although long range with the MP40, it's not going to be ideal. Takes the initial damage, and Fly is going to be there to follow things up. Sam also gets the kill on the Reflexer, and that actually completely opens up the A bomb site now. Suddenly this round has begun to unravel for Endpoint and continues to go in that direction. Only Cinda and Mark left to try and get things done, and it's not looking likely at all. It looks like Comrade, they are going to go ahead and return things immediately. Back and forth so far here on Coastal, unless Mark can manage to pull off the 1v4, but I wouldn't really fancy his chances in a Mitch. Of course, he's not going to be allowed to do so. 2-2. Looks like we could be seeing a very close game here in this one, at least from how it's starting.
Yeah, well, with the rounds being traded back and forth, I do have to put a bit of favor over towards the Comrade side, but Endpoint still managing more rounds early on than I really expected them to. The shotgun approach, see where the pellets go, put 5 pellets in a barrel, see where they fly out. It's working for them so far. I feel like they're going to struggle more so on the Allied side, though, as that is where the sort of IGLing really comes into play.
Yeah.
I mean, Axis side, it's pretty standard. 1 or 2 players towards the A bomb site. If you want to stack B, do. Or you just leave 3 early aggression in the bottom of yellow. Always going to be a fan of that, and we see why, with Cinda already picking up 1. He's singing back on aggressive. That could be a mistake. They're aware that he's there at that point, and he has to clear a lot of angles, whereas they just have to hold that doorway for him to push through. He realizes this, so falls back, happy and content with that 1-man advantage. But Moffers ain't so happy, claiming 1 onto rep land and bringing it into a 4v4 with the push coming towards the B bomb site with a little bit of utility still in play. Moffers there on the nade we were talking about earlier, and Sam still has a grenade in play.
Yeah, quick trades to be found. Mark able to get himself 1, but Moffers just jumping out of yellow, able to just tear his head off completely. Reflexer, we've seen him get work done from this position before, but sadly this time around, 1 frag is going to be the limit. And now as it's only Kozj that remains, it looks like we could finally see some rounds being chained together on the Comrade side. Although with the shotgun, Kozj, he could still definitely get some damage done. Bomb is yet to be planted, and it doesn't really seem like they're aware of his current position. Hoping perhaps that someone will get up close and give him the opportunity for the shotgun to shine. There we go, smoke going down on towards the bomb site. Gonna look to try and plant in this one, and Kozj, he may look to try and push forward off of this. He knows there's 1 player preoccupied trying to plant that bomb down, gets himself the first kill. Sam is so low currently, as is Kozj, and he'll be finished off by 1 bullet from that carbine. And it is indeed Comrade to go ahead and chain those 2 rounds together and claim themselves the lead on the Allied side.
Yeah, look again, the Kozj shotgun not quite working out, unfortunately. A close range tag comes in, but it's just a little bit too far away to find that full kill. And now on 3-2, Comrade claiming the lead. They've also got a sniper saved over on Samuel. And so let's see how things are going to work out for them, because we've seen time and time again them perform with these M1 Garans, 2 of which now in play on Moffers and Fi. Elvzoy on the Tommy. And Supreme has got a shotty in play. It's going to be a risky round, though. They're pushing into a lot of eco weapons. 2 Gewehr's all that's going to be purchased up. Reflexor and Replin's the one to watch in this round on the Axis side, as they have got themselves those longer range weapons. But Cinda is coming up on a little bit of a flanky danker. He's trying to get aggressive in T-room, deciding to go towards that B bomb site. Luckily, not going to run into the whole team that are snacked outside A, as Comrade looking to make that A control work.
That is an interesting angle. I have never seen that before. I'm looking through the little gap here in the wall.
Oh, yes, indeed. It's a tiny little gap. It's mainly used for information. Oh, Cinda, though, he's picked up one. That's going to be Phi drop. And then when Garand in play, he's got the information, spotted players towards that A bomb side. He's aware there could be a flank coming in from B, but more conscious of top mid, as he should be, as Sam drops him, putting it into a 4 versus 4.
Ooh, and the shotgun actually jumping around the corner finds that opening kill. With that now, Comrade going to be able to get their way onto this bomb site and likely get the bomb planted. Not really too much that can be done from Endpoint to go ahead and dispute that one. But of course, they haven't put too much investment into this round. They can look to try and go for it. Every single kill they find will be a nice bonus. How has Mark died from fall damage? What happened? Oh my god, and the spam comes in from Replin. This is a crazy round currently. But it seems like Comrade should still be able to take this one quite convincingly. Even with Mark falling and kind of breaking his legs a little bit. Replin, that's the bomb. You just keep the players around for a while, but sadly, not going to be able to find any more kills off the back of that one. Comrade continue to extend this lead just a little bit further. 4-2 already. And being on the Allied side, of course, they'll be very happy with this so far.
Oh, for sure. And knowing themselves that Endpoint not the strongest here, that if they can defeat them on the Axis side, they most likely will have that upper hand secured in a position where Endpoint won't be able to pull it back. Endpoint again pulling out these double scopes here on the Axis side. That's interesting. It's rare nowadays to see one scope come out, but Reflexor's making things look good and look easy as he takes down Sam on the crossover towards B. He also has the information that the push is coming in there, allowing Kozja to get a little bit aggressive and take down Phi. Now things are looking very good for the Axis. They got to be careful, though. Aggression towards the bottom of yellow going to be very risky this late on in the round. Mark almost gets dropped with that 2-man advantage in play. He certainly doesn't want to go down. You can see already he's conscious of these nades coming in from Comrade. Moffers was dropping the same nade towards B twice, or he has dropped it twice now. And so Mark is aware of that, makes his way into the yellow house to hold down there where he won't be a victim of that grenade. And there it is. Coming over again towards the markets. It's not going to land any victims this time. Although Cinda does actually get dropped down low. Surprising, Mark was aware that that nade would come over, but Cinda still held that position. Now with the second nade over, again, no kill connected. Great positioning from Mark rewards a further extension of that lead. Now 5-1.
Sorry, I heard Mark's reaction to getting that kill right there. It was brilliant. But yeah, only Moffers remains now. This should be another round for Endpoint. Ideally, they'd want to manage to do this with all of their players alive. Taking any casualties would first damage their economy a little bit more, and that's not going to happen. Able to keep everyone up. That's perfect. Endpoint, it was actually a team ace. Everyone got a kill. Nice, nice distribution.
Sharing is
contribution.
Distribution. I like it. I like it. It's beautiful, Dean.
Wasn't intended until I said it. Not going to lie to you, Mitch.
Accidental rhymes coming out there. Dean has got the flow flowing. At 4-3 right now. Comrade losing at that last round. This is a very even match indeed. Traded back and forth. We do got to remember Comrade on the Allied side are going to be at the back end of favor. That is to say that they're doing well. If they can come out with an 8-7 score line either in their favor or in the other, they'll still be happy with that. As Reflexor opens things up on that scope. I believe it was Replan to do it in the previous round. Again, sticking with that double scope setup, but this time Reflector is going to be traded out early on by Phi. Elvzoy turns away from the broken wall rather at just the wrong time as Mark got a little bit aggressive, but he didn't go all the way. Instead, playing that little bit more passive and allowing the players to escape.
Yeah, Elvzoy a little bit lucky there. That timing definitely could have worked against him. But for now, he has been allowed to live and is looking to try and find some openings from that mid-house. In position, of course, that gives you a really nice vantage point over towards B, but so far, no real opportunities to arise. Was looking to maybe try and find one there. That peek from the A-bomb site could have been very risky for Kozja. But for now, Comrade taking their time, and the problem is they're beginning to run out of it. There's only 30 seconds remaining on that clock. Definitely seems like B wants to be their main focus. Elfzai, he's going to try and lurk in from mid, gets himself a kill in the process. I know he can be a little bit of a thorn in the side for Endpoint. They have a couple of players still over on this A side of the map now because of that one. And oh, Cinda in a great position. Sadly only finds one from it. And now the rotate going to have to come in. And of course, Elfzai, as we said, he's in a great position to try and continue getting this damage done.
Bomb planted.
That was really nice from Sin. Unfortunately, not able to connect the second as Elfzai takes down Mark. That leaves only Replan to clutch it out. He's got a sniper as well, not the ideal weapon for this engagement. I think Mark had got his rifle out, but he won't be going to retrieve that with so little time. But he's caught out one player. That's Elfzai dropped. Now there's going to be a carbine there for him to pick up, making his way towards the bomb site. It's only Supreme left alive. Smoke goes down, but he's going to rotate back around the truck. This is a risky move. And Supreme expected it, claiming himself the kill. Comrade happy with their 5th round now on the board. You can see sigh of relief coming out from some of the players there. As they've now secured themselves a decent economy. They do still have to buy heavily into this round, though, after losing so many players, bringing it down to the 1 versus 1. Endpoint have done well by the way of economic management, and you can see that they're going to be getting a decent buyout as well. Reflexer again on that scope. Well, everybody else has got the Gewehr's nades being focused on Sind and Replan, although the Axis nades haven't really played a huge role just yet. Last time I said that, Sind came out with a double kill straight after, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the thing that opens up this round. It is instead going to be the sniper to do it on Reflexer.
Indeed it is. That's not the ideal start for Comrade coming into this round. Supreme going to be looking to try and clear out the yellow house, and this could be dangerous because as we see Mark already lined down up close. He wants to hold this aggressive position, and it seems like Supreme definitely has an idea that this could be in place. Goes for the shoulder, he can baits out the initial shots, gets himself that info for sure. Won't quite manage to connect the frag, but at least has the information of that position. And there's actually offers to go ahead and take himself a kill onto Cinda, so it is now that man advantage for Comrade. Not looking too bad at all, because Jado continues to aggress. We've seen him favor towards this position multiple times. Normally with the SMGs, but he's making it work with that Gewehr as well.
The Gewehr going to come in for one on Replan, but as Moffers lands a headshot to return it, that bomb should be going down. Although the aggression coming in, look at this. Mark's got in a really nice position. Kosty's coming around the opposite side of the smoke. They're going to look for the exits, allowing the bomb plant to go down. Mark's not expected there. That was a little awkward for a second. But Faya is relocated. Oh, shoots off the body. That's a little bit awkward. Nade, though, goes over. That could do some serious damage. He's not able to find the kill on the Kostya, though. So it is inconsequential. With 5-3, turning it to 5-4 with that defuse coming through. Endpoint find themselves another round, and it is worth mentioning, of course, they are on the Axis side. They're the ones wanting to come out on top in this half, but they have already got that one map advantage, and with Derailed coming up next, that's a very even matchup between these two teams. So if they can start to get Comrade a little bit scared by racking up a couple of rounds here on the Axis side, they could start to play into that mentality where Comrade know that if they lose this, they're out of the tournament. They will they'll be playing tomorrow, but only for 3rd or 4th place, as opposed to in that grand final for their share of the solid 50K.
Yeah, this is a very, very important game for both sides, of course. And coming into this round now, let's see what the plan is for Comrade, because they have just split it up. They've got some initial control over towards Coast itself. They've sent a couple of players over towards B as well. Sadly in towards yellow, that's where the opening kill will be found by Mark. Sam able to at least pull one back, so it does remain in that 4v4. And luckily enough, they have gathered a lot of control over towards that A side of the map currently. It's only really Reflexer that can do anything. He's held off with that sniper a little bit more passively. And sadly, as he decides to push up forward into the house, he will be taken down by the shotgun in the hands of Fi. As now, an advantage for Comrade. They do look to just try and bring this back to that A-bomb site.
The spam's not coming through for Endpoint. They fell victim to them in one of their previous games quite frequently. They're playing more towards that A-bomb site back then. But now as they rotated over towards B, they suffered the loss of that site. Replan holding down with a sniper. Nice nade goes in. It's going to force him out of position. He's ready with the scope, but he's not being able to take them down, unfortunately. Although Cinder gets in a nice position, taking out Moffers. Replan missing the shot. That means the bomb will go down. There's no possibility of denying it at this stage, but he's got in a nice position on top of the wall. This is a one and done. The smoke goes down. Nobody going to be able to peek him now inside that smoke. 3v3 retake. Oh, that's a mistake. They know there's a sniper towards the broken wall, and they still peek the bottom of stairs. Oh, but Fi's on the site. Shotty in hand. That smoke is perfectly set up for him. He drops yet another, and this should secure the round, really. I mean, it's going to be very hard to fight off against that shotgun. Replan with a sniper. The only thing he has to do it, but he spotted out Fi. Claims the kill. Low on time. He misses the jump. 12 seconds now remain. He has to find this kill right away. Oh, he's taking the shotgun. He's no time, though. Despite finding the kill, he won't be able to get the defuse. Demotivating for sure to find that kill. And then not be able to get the defuse in on time.
Yeah, the only real option was for him to try and push in immediately with the sniper, but that would have been, of course, a very difficult shot for him to hit. Sadly, the time he took to pick up that shotgun, he didn't have enough on the clock. 6-4. Comrade going to be able to get themselves another round, and already in a position where they have that half on the Allied side that they could be happy with. But of course, lots of chances for them to try and increase this even further. Endpoint definitely struggling here on Coastal once again. This is not the performance we normally see from them, although it does seem to be becoming, it does seem like it is becoming the standard for when they do play Coastal.
That's an early loss suffered as Simba's going to fall. Now the Axis at a disadvantage early on. They're going to have to go a little bit aggressive somewhere to try and make up for this. Try to grab a little bit of info. Their B defense is lacking. It's only Mark the Horner over there trying to hold down. Doesn't look like Comrade are going to be sticking anywhere just yet. They have got 3 players focused towards the B bomb site though, and with Mark, oh, can he see him? Is that pixel angle close enough? No, it doesn't matter because Replan's far back. He's on the truck taking one down with the sniper. Mark going to get aggressive on the back of it. He's got a very nice position though. If he checks his right, oh, he's walking up behind them in yellow though at least. That shouldn't be checked, but he's not able to find the kill as Moffers claims his life. Fi getting aggressive on that A bomb site despite presence being made towards B. Should find himself a kill as they fake that B bomb site. Sam opens one up on the reflexor. Now it's all on Replan really over towards that B bomb site. He had the opportunity to pick up an opening kill, not able to do so as Kostya returns one. He's got a shotgun in hand now. They're dropping the Gewehr. There's Replan taking down Moffers. These rounds are coming close. It's a 2 versus 2 already. But the bomb is dropped with 15 seconds. They have to play for eliminations on the Comrade side. They have to go for this. If they don't find both kills, they know where the last player is, and they get the kill as well with merely 10 seconds left on the clock. That is demotivating, 7-4, and you can see some of the Endpoint players are visibly agitated by that loss, and not a nice one to lose. 7 rounds on the Allied side already. You know the Comrade are in a better position than you on a map that you don't like. It's going to be hard to keep everything in high hopes and bring the top level of game here on Coastal. And if Comrade have a very one-sided affair here, that could really impact Endpoint's mentality moving on to Derailed.
For sure, that is definitely something that could affect Endpoint. As we said before, they are a very emotional team. Well, let's see if they can even manage to recover perhaps here. If they can bring this back up to 8 rounds on the Axis side, that's something they could be pretty happy with. But of course, they are just going to go ahead and take the eco into this one. They haven't upgraded a lot. Just a couple of Gewehrs, and already one of those has been dropped. Moffer's able to open things up with the M1 Gara, and oh, Kostya actually, he's getting himself in from behind, gets 1 kill, and goes ahead and upgrades his way towards a little bit of a better weapon. And Replan with a great shot in towards Sam. This could get really dangerous now. Lots of opportunities arising. Oh, sadly taken down by that shotgun, dropping straight into the crosshair of Supreme.
Yeah, that was really unlucky. He missed his jump. He probably would have gotten the kill on the side as he'd already attacked the players as well. The Kostya's there to return one with the M1 Gara to keep the man advantage over in their favor. Aslo goes out with the carbine, but he goes down just as quickly. And leaving just Supreme to deal with the 3 remaining players on the Axis side. He's already dropped 1, but there's one up close to him, and I don't think he's going to expect Kostya to be there. Indeed, he doesn't. And so the kill found, the round found, and 7-5. They really need 8 rounds there here, Endpoint.
They do, and even then it's going to be an uphill battle once they swap over to that Allied side, because as we said, Mark has been honest. He said that this is not a map that he's good at calling, and they do tend to struggle on it. It was 16-4 that they lost when they went up against Avenue, and I think it's inarguable that Comrade are a stronger team.
On this map, certainly.
No, than Avenue.
Oh, then Avenue, right? I thought
Yeah.
you meant an Endpoint. Absolutely, yeah. Comrade are going to be a much more difficult adversary to overcome, especially on a map that they're so comfortable on and Endpoint are so weak on. They're already starting it out well. I mean, they've got 5 rounds. It's more than they found in the previous game. Trade's coming in early on, as Moffers somehow manages to survive that shotgun blast. Replan returning one onto Supreme, getting that opening kill for the Axis. But look at Elvzoy. He's pushed all the way through B. He's going to be coming up right behind Replan on that sniper. Oh, but he's been spotted out. Now that's the information gone. Mark's in a position, having dropped the bomb, to hold that down. Ooh, find himself an opening, but Fi is able to return one onto Replan. Things are looking good now as Comrade 2 versus 4. Only need to drop Mark to gain that bomb control back, but it's not going to happen as Fi is last alive.
Actually only the 1v2 though, so this is doable. Currently has 3 kills for himself, of course, so he's looking to try and find the ace, and let's see if that's going to happen. He doesn't know the position, sadly, of Mark, who's going to come in a little bit later. Goes ahead and finishes him off, and it is Endpoint to find 6 rounds for themselves. But as we said, anything from this point forward for Comrade is just a massive bonus on this Allied side. They have a couple of chances still. I was going to say we could maybe see them go for an eco in this round, but then again, I forgot it was Comrade. They never want to eco. They like buying straight into these ones. And there we go, the investment has indeed come in. Elfside also going to go down to 0. It seems to be just Sam keeping himself a couple of tokens. We're going to continue on with the action now as on that Endpoint side, it's Reflexer who's brought out the scope. No longer going to be 2. We've seen Replan have some success as well, but he's happy on the SDG this time around.
Yeah, I like to see it go back to that just one sniper in play, and I'm not really a fan of the double scopes, and it looks like Endpoint aren't a fan of giving over an 8th round to the opponents. Absolutely beautiful play coming through from them. Kills swinging in their favor up against the poorly bought up Comrade side. And that's a 7-7. The 8 rounds are a potential right now. They do need to find this final one though. You don't want to give over 8 rounds to Comrade if they win out their allied half. I mean, already they're in a really good position, right? Coming into their Axis side, that it's going to be favored, and as we said before, Endpoint not great at this map in general, so we do expect to see them suffering primarily on their allied side. This defense, you can play that just by knowing some of the base nades, and then the base nades to avoid early round, and then by just taking the default setup, you know, leaving your 2 players towards A, 3 towards B, with 1 kind of focus in mid. But the allied side is going to be much more difficult to actually get these executes in, find those opening nades, etc. And so 4 versus 4, this is a round that Endpoint are favored in, but Fi is confident to win this round out. Already taken down Kostya, putting us into a 3v4. Nades being deployed towards mid, and it's actually Sin finding it indeed onto Fi. That was a really nice nade towards the top of middle, keeping it down to an even 3 versus 3. As Replan finds another, the man advantage in their favor. Comrade very spread out right now. Sam towards A, Elvzoy on B. Bomb is in near the allied spawn. And it's really going to come down to eliminations here because they haven't got a whole lot of time. You can see they're still going aggressive without that bomb, trying to find the openings. Elvzoy didn't notice that he saw Mark, and that cost him his life. So it has to be the clutch from Sam. Do you believe, Dean?
No, not really, Mitch. I don't think it's going to happen. As you said, all the kills are going to be required. Perhaps if he can get the first one, there is a bit of a chance. Takes down Mark eventually, but with 2 more, the bomb being just so far back, it's going to be difficult. But actually, if he picks this up, he may be able to just run this straight over towards B. You see Replan, as always, loving those back steps. But with no nades currently in their possession, it may be a little bit risky if he tried to push in and actually deny that bomb plant. So we should see that being put down. But here we go. No, never mind. Replan happy enough to just push in and go ahead and deny it immediately. Not needing to wait for his teammate. It is going to be that 8th round for Endpoint. They go ahead and recover it as good as they really could have. I think 8 rounds isn't terrible, but of course we said the allied side, that's where we were expecting them to struggle a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 8 rounds on the board, not going to be the worst in the world, but yeah, it's the allied side we're not really looking forward to seeing from Endpoint. That's where they're probably going to suffer quite heavily on their lack of confidence on this map. But with it being so close and the Angels coming down to ultimately not favor anybody, I mean, a lot of the time this is just back and forth. The trades always come in. It remains to be seen if Endpoint can bring that same level of trading and team play towards the allied side. But if they can, I think this map could certainly give Comrade a run for the money. But I do favor them coming into this overall. And with Derailed being the 3rd map, it's very hard to say If Comrade do win this, very hard to say who's going to actually come out on top. I think that will be a very scrappy map overall.
That's what you want between the currently #1 and #2 team. So you want it to be as close as possible, and that definitely is the case in this series. And it is definitely worth noting. Endpoint, as you said, already doing better than they did up against Avenue, so they're putting up as much of a fight as they can. Sadly, starting it off on the Allied side, not as well as they would have hoped. Already Fi able to find themselves a second kill. It's the 5v3. And now with just under 50 seconds remaining, Endpoint, they need to get a move on soon. Choose one of these bomb sites. It definitely seems like A is their main focus. But they have actually left Replan lurking, which means he isn't really going to be able to help his teammates on that A side of the map. But if he can cut off the rotates, perhaps it'll work out. Cinda able to get one as well, and suddenly this round has begun to fall apart for Comrade.
Indeed, with only Moffers left alive, and he's only got a default weapon as well. It should be next to impossible for him to pick it up, and indeed it proves to be. As Replan takes a headshot onto him to extend the lead that Endpoint have found in the previous half. 9-7 now, a 2-round gap between these two teams, and it's got to be noted that Endpoint, of course, fighting for the victory, fighting for their place in the grand final. If they win this map, they'll be there. If not, we'll be on derailed. And with 2 rounds in it, and a decent buy coming out for Endpoint, with Comrade actually going for an eco. 2 Gewehr's in play, 3 of the popcorn rifles. That's interesting. That's not like them at all.
Ooh, nice couple of nades to start things off. Kojay on the shotgun as well, gets himself 2. May be given the opportunity for a turret, but sadly won't be able to capitalize on it. But that's not really going to be a big deal, because he knows where the last player is. He can call that over to his teammates. And with the bomb still in their possession, they are going to go ahead and just plant this over on B. Meaning this should be indeed double digits for Endpoint, getting off to a good start here on this Allied side. This is exactly what they need if they want any chance to try and actually make it work here on Coastal.
It all kind of hinges on this next round, to be honest. Like, Endpoint are going to have a really big lead if Comrade can't win that out. Provided, of course, they fully invest into it. Then they'll be kind of stuck in a trap of they'll have 3 tokens every round unless they manage to get a couple of kills and indeed find a victory. Now, I think the Comrade, provided they're going to be saving here, Elvzoy, of course, taking over that Gewehr into the next round, possibly looking for an extra kill in the meantime. They should go for just the Gewehr buy in the next. They've already got 1 on Elvzoy. If they each pick up just the 1, they'll have a great buy coming into, not the next round, but the one after. And they'll still have a decent chance at the next.
Is that going to happen, though? It is Comrade, after all. We know how they like to play this game traditionally, and it's not the conservative way at all.
Absolutely, that is the case by and large. Look at Kostya's shotgun finally working out for him. He had some unfortunate plays earlier on in the tournament with that shotty, but it's finally not going to be doing him that dirty.
They've done it, Mitch. They've gone for the eco. I like it. Just spending a bit of excess cash, getting out the Gewehrs, and making sure that they can get a very solid buy into this next round at least.
Yeah, look, IGL fine is making the right decisions. I'm not actually sure if he calls for them.
I'm actually not sure either.
It would be surprising, to be honest, because he generally, on the Allied side, plays that lurk style, right? Like, he goes towards A if his team is B, he plays B if his team are A. And so it would be unusual to see him actually going for the, no, that's just dirty posture, getting shredded. But it would be surprised. I would be surprised if he was IGLing, because a lot of the time he won't actually experience what they see on the site. Oh, Supreme's taken Mark's position, and he's used it against him. He was quite happy when he found the kill from that position.
Oh yeah, I was expecting to hear a similar shout.
I wonder how he's feeling right now.
Looking good for Comrade, though. They're making this one work with what was very minimal investment. Only Cinda remains. Pulls it down to the 1v3. Still a very tough task for them to try and actually make this one go in their favor. Unless they try and pull off that ace clutch, and I don't think it's going to be allowed. As long as massive mistakes aren't made by Comrade, that is. And there you go. They come in and go ahead and clean it up. Sam with that SMG, as you would expect. It's 8-10, and Comrade, with only putting in really a couple of tokens on each player, are able to come out on top. And thanks to that, now their economy looking very solid indeed.
Indeed, the economy looking very good for Comrade. A good decision. I'm very happy to see them actually pulling that out, because we do know their traditional style is to take those weapons time and time again. But this time they decide to actually go for that eco. Really nice to see them keeping the weapons. that they started off with. Just going for Gavers at best. And now on 10 to 8. We're seeing a decent buy for Comrade, of course, like we said. A decent opening round as well. They gained a little bit of progress towards that A side. Unfortunately, they did suffer one loss in the process. And that puts them in on a bit of the back foot. But securing the A bomb side is certainly going to help them out a little bit. Mark not able to pick up anything. Look at that smoke. Elvzoy just shredding them there. It's not quite as abusable as it was earlier on, but look at this. Comrade are just flying. Already got that 4 versus 1, taking down Reflexer, and their positions were really nice there, allowing Endpoint to kind of close in and claim that little bit of map progress towards A before they returned it, smacking them from there. But a position I really haven't seen held all too often nowadays. That the shotgun on the A stairs with the smoke. It used to be massive back when there were just card systems instead of tokens. So you'd spawn, if you took the shotgun later on in, I don't know if it was MU1 or MU1.5. I don't think we ever called it MU1.5, but
yeah, I'm not sure.
When you used to have the smoke with the shotgun instead of the grenade, and back when the smokes were a lot different, you used to be able to throw towards the bottom of the stairs and it would be literally invisible for you, and you could just shotgun players while they run up completely blind. But it's not quite as abusable anymore. But like you saw there, Elvzoy will be aware of where to throw that smoke to give himself the optimal advantage. He sees them just about keeping out of that smoke, and with a shotgun in hand, it's hard to miss it in that angle. Although Kostya managed it last time we saw them on Coastal twice. Just gotta rub it in.
Yeah, this could be quite difficult here for Comrade, because they have been basically pincered in towards this bomb site. The smoke's going down have given a lot of room for Endpoint to maneuver with. You see Mark getting quite aggressive, and just as the smoke begins to dissipate now, the damage will be brought in towards Moffers, able to make it work for 1 kill either way. Sadly, that's all as the trade does get returned, and that's going to be a sea of blue on that kill feed as Endpoint are able to find 3 to the 1 of CRG. And with that now, I think the remaining players may just consider the save, especially considering Sam has the scoped rifle and the Thompson.
Yeah, that's a lot of tokens sitting on one player. You're not going to want to give those away. With Elvzoy on the shotgun and the Gewehr as well. Look, it's not the most expensive combination, but it's not something you want to just throw away. He's covering the bottom of the house. Sam covering the back. They should be easily able to save these weapons over, especially as Endpoint are still on the bomb site, waiting for the late pushes to come in. With the scoreline now spreading out more and more in favor of Endpoint, 11 to 9. They're maintaining that 2-round lead, and that's what they're looking for, really. The moment they're ahead, they're on the Allied side. If you're able to trade these rounds back and forward, who cares? Interestingly, yeah, if you take a look at the scoreboard, Endpoint pretty close together on kills. But I mean, Comrade not too far behind either. They're a little bit more spread out.
Yeah, I think both teams really are having everyone contribute, basically. Endpoint especially, as we've seen there, I think it's only a couple of frags between the top and the bottom fragger on that lineup. So it's exactly what they need. They do need everyone to contribute on a map that they aren't traditionally as strong at as their opponents. But now coming into this one, it's still a very solid buy for Comrade. Being able to save over the shotgun, the Gewehr, the sniper, and Thompson, of course. They'll be coming into this one with still a very nice buy. Question is, can Endpoint manage to chain these rounds together now? Because being on the Allied side, they don't want to lose the loss bonus themselves immediately. That would put them in a very difficult position. It's a little bit awkward almost for Reflex. He jumped out around the corner, almost jumping into the crosshair of his opponent. But we do see the opening kill still going in favor of Endpoint. Replin able to pick that one up.
That's a really nice position from Supreme. Unfortunately, though, Kostya's there with the SMG. The semi-auto hero. Now he's about to take a battle onto his counterpart of Moffers over on the Comrade side. MP40 versus Tommy, but unfortunately, Endpoint, Kostya has got a lot of backup on the way, and there it is. Sin already helping out. Fi claims 1. Oh no, it's not even. It's Sam claims it from over towards the Allied spawn. With the bomb making its way in there, Sam is having a field day with Endpoint, but unfortunately not able to connect any more than 2. Leaving Fi to find that 1v2. Luckily, the bomb not planted. He knows they have to cross. Nice kill found. That's Sin to down, and it's all onto Kostya. SMG in hand. He has got the bomb in 22 seconds. He will be able to get that bomb plant in. Fine, not in a position to deny it, but look at this.
Bomb planted.
Claiming that far back position, expecting Kostya to go a little bit aggressive on the back of his SMG. Kostya, a player that always likes to get those flanks. This could be super risky. Look at Kostya's position. Coming right up behind Fi. He's spotted him out in the open as well. He knows that he's there. And he's got that flank perfectly timed, although Fi was aware of it. He turned away just a little bit too late. And that should be the round. Foregone conclusion with Kostya coming behind. Finds the kill. There it is. And he's clearly happy. Taunting them through the barrier. Of course, they're sitting directly beside each other. Just that little blank barrier
blur out his
separates
mouth if he says that again.
them. Absolutely. Gonna put one of those profanity filters on Kostya.
Little black bar or something. But yeah, that was a crucial round for Endpoint to pick up, and now they lead 12-9. And as I said, being able to pick that one up puts the economy of Comrade in quite an awkward position. They are looking to maybe try and put a small amount of investment into this one. Elfzai already getting himself a shotgun. But we do have a pause coming in, and at this point it has to be a tactical for Comrade because they can feel this game slowly slipping away from them. And I think everyone, including themselves, probably thought that Coastal was going to be almost a guaranteed victory.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we certainly thought that, look, if Endpoint don't pick up Manor House, that's pretty much going to be the end, right? Because coming over to Coastal, Comrade are so heavily favored. Endpoint just had a disaster of a game up against Avenue on it. They're not going to be feeling it. They know Comrade are a better team. Like, there's so many factors working against them on this map, and yet still, they managed to come out with this lead and extend it even further, 12-9. I mean, at best, you'd be hoping that Endpoint would be trading rounds back and forth, right? But not only are they trading rounds, they've extended from an 8-7 all the way up to 12-9. That's impressive for a team that are historically pretty bad on this map.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. Hopefully, once we get back into the action, or rather, we are getting back into the action now, hopefully it will be a bit of a new look Comrade, because they definitely aren't showing the face that we know to expect from them on this Axis side, rather. I was actually talking to Fly when we were outside, and he said that if Endpoint are as inefficient at this map on the Allied side as they are, that they will really be able to exploit their mistakes. But that doesn't seem to be the case so far, Mitch. It's looking like Endpoint are the stronger team here on this map, which is surprising to, I would say, most people. But look at this, a double scope setup coming in for Endpoint. Reflexer and Replin going to be rocking those. That could potentially backfire, but it may not be a big problem because already Kostya able to open things up over towards B. Takes down Moffers, who was looking to try and play a little bit more aggressive, and sadly punished for that with his life.
Indeed, as he's going to be dropped, this puts the Axis on the back foot. They now have to defend both sides with a very thinned out defense. Kostya again going to be the player to poke out this B defense. He's crept his way over towards the market and maybe now just wants to wait there, allow his team to execute on the site, wait for some of the players to get a bit complacent and take them down. Certainly being very, very patient. They will have literally no idea that he's here. But now he's creeping up. Elfzoi's in a great position to trade him out, though. Indeed he is, but Replan's there with the sniper. And now it's a 4v2. Bomb site secured by the allies. And with the smoke still remaining on Cinda and Sam, this could get interesting. I don't think the smokes will even actually play into it all too much. Comrade got to think about even going for the save at this point. They've got a Gewehr and an MP40, a smoke in play as well. And with the tokens so low on their teammates, it looks like that is indeed going to be the prevailing decision. And so a 13th round for Endpoint, who've extended that one-round lead even further here. Now 13-9. An incredible performance from them, really. And like we said, it's really just outmatching what we expected from them.
I like that round as well. There was just good communication. They had Replin posted up on the steps, ensuring that if there was a player up close like there was, that they could find that instant trade. And you can just see the approach overall from Endpoint looking a lot better than what we've seen from them earlier on. Or rather, two players able to survive over on that Comrade side. But as you said, tokens not going to be ideal. They built up a little bit of loss bonus at least, but those weapons saved as well. They can donate over some. Well, let's see what the buy is going to be like, because slowly but surely now this game beginning to slip out of their grasp, and I'd say they're definitely worrying at this point. We know that Fly is a very confident player, but perhaps a little bit more timid now.
Yeah, I think this is certainly having an impact. I mean, these rounds slipping away, the knowledge that second place at the last LAN could now mean fourth or third at best. mean, they've got to start finding rounds on the Axis side. MP40 is the best weapon that they have coming into this, backed up by Gavers and one shotgun on Elvzoy. Muffer's already dropped. That's one of the SMGs, which was aforementioned, taken down. Kostya working that B bomb site round after round. He's going to be pushed in on, and he finds a second kill as well, and he's shouting, striking fear into the hearts of his opponents, making sure that they know they've just been taken down by one man with an SMG. The 3v5. Comrade's hopes are being dashed right now. An aid remains on Sam, but it'll have to have some groundbreaking impact, and he's in no position to deploy it as he's pushed in on in the T-halls. He's spotted out as well, taken down by Mark. You've got to start to feel helpless right now on Comrade as another man falls and Sin finishes it off. A flawless round heading towards 15 as it's 14-9. Endpoint 2 rounds away from victory, and they are very happy with how things are turning out right now, and Comrade have got to be feeling the hurt right now on a map where they are massively favored to be 5 rounds behind after an 8-7 half. A phenomenal opening for them on their allied side, and they've only found one of their Axis rounds so far, despite having decent economy in a lot of them.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to reiterate. It was the fact that they had such a solid allied side. And even then, looking back at Comrade, that's usually the side of this map that they have struggled on in the past. Already an opening kill to be found by Replan. The nades come in from either side, and it does allow for Endpoint to keep a man advantage. And sadly, Reflexer, he's going to find that kill on the Supreme. And with that now, a 4v2. Once again, this round not looking great for Comrade, being picked off very quickly. That's been the case for quite a few rounds now in a row, and it continues in that trend. Only Elvzoy remains in position again, where does he just try and save this Mitch, or does he go for it? Because into this next round, sure, they're working with the full loss bonus already, but it's about to be map point for Endpoint.
Yeah, this is 1v4 though. It's just not worth giving over that STG. You gotta hope. What little hope may remain on the Comrade side resigns in the next round. This one not going to be one you can expect. Elvzoy is getting a little bit aggressive, looking towards the stairs. He's hoping someone gets aggro. If he finds maybe 2 kills right now, he'll decide to go for it, but it's very unlikely, and indeed, with 28 seconds left, it's not going to happen. Now, the real question is, coming into the next round, you have that full loss bonus. Elvzoy is going to be able to donate over, or he can take nades for himself. And it's quite heartbreaking to see this team. I mean, Comrade have been making the right decisions, okay? They've been going for the ecos at the right times, right? They've been getting the full buys. They've been using their nades early round. They're just finding nothing. I'd venture to say, was that nade the first nade kill they've found so far in the Axis half?
I think so.
Like, it's just heartbreaking that nothing is working out for them. And either they're getting incredibly unlucky, they're also losing out most of their aim duels, especially to Kostya over in B. He's just consistently winning those duels and outplaying his opponents over there. And it looks like Mark has got a whole lot of a better read on this map than he led us to believe.
Oh yeah, he's speaking a lot. I was going to say, it seems like so far we've kind of seen that aggression on B from Comrade, kind of giving up kills early on. We've seen so many rounds where specifically Kostya has been able to open things up with the round having just barely begun in towards that yellow house.
And you just can't let that happen. I mean, it's not like Kostya's doing something incredibly different every single round. He's pushing yellow and he's finding kills. Sometimes it's not watched. Oh, Sinner didn't spot out that gun barrel, but the aggression comes in. Again, close range. Sam going to fall. Sam, one of the first players to ever have been identified as a massive outlier in the community. Shotgun Sam was what I used to call him back in the good old days of Blitzkrieg battles. And here he is being defeated time and time again. It's a 3 versus 3. Fi manages to return 1. He's got to dig deep into his soul, find every ounce of confidence and deploy it right now, because Endpoint are moving towards the bomb site. They've got that control. Nade coming over, not going to do anything as Fi looks towards the bomb site to find a kill. Good movement, secures that bomb plant. As Replan drops it down, he's also got a sniper in play. But getting away from that bomb site is going to be very difficult with Fi in position. He's already spotted out the legs. He knows the player's still there. There's no escape at the moment for Replan, who's just crawling on the bomb site. He knows Fi's alive with the sniper. He knows he doesn't want to peek that. But getting up close is going to be Muffers. Fi biding his time, but not able to hit the shot. An opportunity presented, and it's been taken away at this point. He's got to push in, sniper in hand, and find a 2K to win this out. And there it is. Endpoint so happy to claim this 2-0. You can see Tank Top Mark, Peng Doggy, delighted with the progress. 16-9 on a map that Endpoint were destroyed on earlier on. Somehow they're able to pull that performance out of the bag. and find themselves a victory by 7 rounds. Incredible, Dean.
Clearly saving strats, that's all I can say. They had to have been saving strats. To go from getting demolished 16-4 to coming in and taking down who was considered the number 2 team in the game currently, 16-9 on their worst map, that is just an impressive result, and they deserve to be heading into that grand final, and they're definitely going to be confident going into it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a shame that wasn't a best of 5. I'd love to see what Comrade could pull out later on in maybe a third or fourth map, but there it is, Endpoint taking it 2-0. They're going to be in the grand final. The question is, who are they going to face off against? I believe it's Method and Demise playing as we speak. No info on the map scores right now, but we will post that in the Twitch chat as soon as we find out. This has been an incredible series, and I was really expecting to see Derailed come out. I'm very surprised that Comrade weren't able to take that.
Yeah, I honestly thought that it was basically gonna be a guaranteed third map.
Yeah.
We had info even from Endpoint themselves that they just don't feel confident on Coastal, but they done it. They got off to a poor start. They were down at one point, I believe, 7-4, and they managed to pull it back on that on the Allied side of all sides, and just absolutely, I want to say stomp Comrade, because that's almost what it seemed like towards the latter end of that game.
Yeah, look, to fix your flaws on Coastal, they definitely picked a good time to do it, right? We saw them be defeated there before. They managed to lose Avenue off stream recently today, literally in the last best of 3. Last map before we, or 2 maps before we played this out, they lost 16-4, and all of a sudden they're 16-9 against Comrade, who, as you said in the game, are considered a far better team than Avenue. Certainly stronger seeded anyways. That's been an incredible day of Battalion 1944. We're going to throw things over to a break and end things for the night. And we'll be back tomorrow. I believe it will be Kaiserson and Mega Man taking you guys through the 3rd and 4th place decider match early on in the day. And that will be followed then by myself and Dean taking you through the grand final, which will see Endpoint and either Method or Demise. And that's going to be really interesting because both of those teams have very different play styles. I can't wait to see how that unfolds. I'm going to go watch the rest of the game, keep you guys updated in the chat, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Be sure to tune in for the earlier on game. I think it's about 12 o'clock or so.
I believe so, yeah.
It'll be going up on Twitter anyway, so drop a follow on the Plays Twitter, follow on the channel, get a notification when we go live tomorrow morning, and we'll catch you guys then.